I think that sometimes being outside of a system allows you to see the system. If you realize that don't want to compete with the history that exists, like that of painting or that of collage, you find your own collage to really reshape a future out of the materials of the present. I never expected to compete. I never expected to be accepted, and indeed I wasn't, but these things seemed to me natural and right, almost like drawing.
Hi, I'm Lynn Hershman.
You actually spent many years being another person in a certain way, as an artwork, Roberta Brightmore. And Roberta had a full life with a driver's license, a checking account. She rented apartments in San Francisco and San Diego. She had relationships. And it really seems like an extreme form of performing identity that went well beyond what would seem reasonable.
You know, she was the archetype of that time, and symbolically she represented all women in her position during the 70s living here, trying to follow a particular media code of attractiveness and vulnerability. And to see that from an external sense, you needed to have the fullness and the support and the repetition of experiences to be able to draw conclusions.
You also did a very important project, which is a series of public art exhibitions that took place all over the West Coast, like in various places in the Bay Area, but also elsewhere in other parts of the country. And it was also a kind of institutional platform that was a critique of institutions.
I looked at the Floating Museum as an artwork. It was a resistance to the norm, the fact that the institutions of those times kicked me out of them, but also kicked comic artists out and photographers and performance and things that I felt were truly the legitimate form of their times, but were not given any kind of focus or light in order to be seen. I was struck by this particular moment in time that there was a death of privacy simultaneous to the birth of a cyborg, and cyborg being that uncontrolled element that creates multiple identities that is then translated to a larger community. So, you know, we've given up something. We, you know, as artists, we have to create alternatives that are viable to make people think, to create ways of revealing systemic horrors that aren't readily available for most people.